All right, everybody. Welcome to Wildcat Chat, podcast brought to you by Maple Grove Baptist Church Student Ministries. The purpose of the podcast is to promote the positives and inform the community. My name is Ronnie Dye. I'll be your host for the next several minutes as we talk about highlights from the past week, special events coming up in the future, and occasionally flashback to memories of the past. This is episode number 2, and today our guest is Mr. P.J. Clark. P.J. Clark is going into the 9th grade, almost 14 years old. He is a participant member of Joey Perry's Martial Arts Academy in Jonesboro, one of his best students, I would think, considering all the awards and stuff that you've been racking up. PJ, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about you, sir?
All right. Hey, glad to have you on Wildcat Chat. Love having you here on Wednesday nights at the Grove as a part of MGBC Student Ministries. Hope you're enjoying that. You keep coming back, so I guess you like it. But glad to have you here on Wildcat Chat. Tell us a little bit about yourself, PJ.
Well, my name is PJ Clark, and I do go to Joey Perry's Martial Arts Academy. I am a part of 3 different, groups of martial artists, and that would be ProMAC, which is Professional Martial Arts Center, NASCA, which is North American Sport Karate Association, and ASKC, which is Arkansas Sport Karate Circuit.
Okay, so what does that mean? I mean, is that do you do 3 different styles of martial arts, or is that?
It's just 3 different kind of
organizations.
Organizations.
Okay. Yeah. So you compete in 3 different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, so tell us about how long have you been doing martial arts?
I've been doing martial arts for about 5.5, almost 6 years.
Wow. So what is your what belt? I guess because you started out like a black belt, white belt, whatever. What are you right now?
I am now a black belt.
Black belt. So can you go any higher than that?
Yes, there are certain degrees of black belts, and it's first degree, then second degree, and each time you go up a number of degrees, that's how many years it takes. So for 6th degree, it would take 6 years.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive. So you've been doing this almost 6 years, and how long have you been a black belt?
I just got my black belt in December.
Okay.
So I'm still just the first degree.
So is this a black belt in what type of martial arts?
Just MMA, mixed martial arts, taekwondo, kickboxing.
Okay. So could you jump in an octagon and compete? Mixed martial arts. That's what I think of with mixed martial arts, UFC, stuff like that.
Which we do kickboxing and grappling, which does often seen in the octagon and cage fighting.
Okay. So do you like watching UFC? Do you ever watch it?
Yes.
Okay. I do too, man. I'm a big fan of UFC. So I noticed that you've been racking up these. How many events do you go to in a normal year?
In a normal year, probably around 15.
Oh wow! So do you compete around here? You go like you went to Atlanta, I think. Didn't you go to Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's the farthest place that you've probably been?
The farthest place I've probably been is Miami.
Wow. Okay.
Or Pennsylvania.
Okay. So when you go to one of these tournaments, that's what they're called, tournaments?
Yes.
Okay. You go to one of these tournaments, is it a one-day event, or is it over a weekend? How do they do those?
Most state tournaments, which is more of regional and local tournaments, are only around just one day. But some of the bigger tournaments, like going to Miami and Atlanta, they're mostly around 2 days long. So
Okay.
It's normally a weekend.
Okay. So this last tournament that you went to, where was it?
Let's see. The last tournament I went to, local-wise, or just
the last one you went to.
it was in Hot Springs.
Okay.
And it was a local state tournament for the ASKC, one of the organizations.
Okay.
And I placed 2 overall grand championships and 3 first and a third. So
Okay, so when you go and compete, do you is it more of a presentation type thing? Because I know you do like a bow staff. Do you actually compete against someone, like hand to hand kind of stuff, or is it just you're putting on a kind of a presentation?
Well, we do presentations like forms and weaponries and stuff like that, and we just do stuff with that. But we also do point sparring and grappling, meaning hand to hand going against an opponent.
So, like on the Karate Kid, the movie, do you square up against somebody and you can't hit them in the face and all that stuff, but you can? Do you do that kind of stuff?
Well, we
like the All Valley tournament on Karate Kid.
Sort of. We are allowed to hit in the face, but we do have like face guards, and it's just to protect ourselves.
Okay, all right. So, so you compete against people your age?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm sitting here for people who don't know PJ Clark. You're probably, how tall are you?
Around 5'3", 5'2.5".
Okay, so about 5'2", 5'3", probably weigh. Do you weigh 100 pounds?
Maybe 110.
Yeah. So not just a big stature of a person. You know, you're
No.
growing. You may be 7 foot tall by the time you get out of school. But anyway, you looking at PJ Clark, I'm thinking, okay, this little guy right here. But knowing what I know that you know as far as martial arts, I wouldn't want to tangle with PJ Clark with all these accolades and stuff, these awards that you receive. Obviously, you know what you're doing and that kind of stuff, and I know that's not why you do it, but it probably gives you confidence to go. You know, that's probably one of the things I would see mixed martial arts would do for somebody. What's the thing that you get out of mixed martial arts?
A lot of stuff that I get out of mixed martial arts is you learn a lot of discipline and respect and self-confidence, and it kind of helps you, your behavior becomes just outstanding, and just overall after you do martial arts, like for me, it just helped me just become a better person and a better Christian overall.
Okay, good, very good. Yeah, discipline. I see. I would think discipline would be a key factor in that, and then confidence as well. So, how many days a week do you go to Joey Perry's workout?
Normally 3 or 4.
Okay, and so if you a normal practice or whatever workout at Joey Perry's, how long were you there at the gym?
Normally around 2 hours a day, and then I come home to my training room and just train for about an hour.
Okay.
Hour and a half.
So when you get home, you do some more. So I know you do the bow staff.
Yes, sir.
What other are those considered weapons?
Yes.
Okay. What other weapons are you certified in, or can you use?
Well, you really don't have to be certified in any weapon, but you just kind of, they'll teach you up there how to use those weapons responsibly and how to not hurt yourself, because some of them are bladed, like the sword, or the kamas, or the sais, which is kind of what Raphael does in the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And they'll just teach you, and whatever weapon you really want to choose, and whichever one matches you best. For me, it's the bow staff, but I can really do all of them, but just the bow staff is my top weapon.
Okay. So let's take a break. We're going to take just a short break, and I'm going to come back and talk to you some more about this. And then I want to switch gears and kind of talk about PJ Clark, the student, and here at Truman High School. So just kind of think about that, and we're going to take just a short break, and we'll be right back. If you need t-shirts for the family, for fundraisers, or special occasions, give my buddy Jamie Carter a call at Carter Graphics. Jamie is a Wildcat alum and provides vinyl heat transfer and screen printing on t-shirts and other clothing. Carter Graphics, screen printing that makes sense. Give Jamie a call today at 870-275-7997. That's 870-275-7997. Or email him at cartergraphics@yahoo.com. We're back with Wildcat Chat. My name's Ronnie Dye. I'm here today with PJ Clark. PJ is a ninth grader at Truman High School, a mixed martial artist, as a member of Joey Perry's Martial Arts Academy in Jonesboro. And PJ's been telling us about some of his accolades and some of the things that he's done with mixed martial arts. We're going to continue that conversation. And PJ, let's talk about you talked about the Hot Springs tournament. What other tournaments have you been a part of? You said you do like 15 tournaments a year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the biggest tournament that you've been a part of so far?
Probably the biggest tournament that I've been to so far is, there's actually 3 of the biggest, and that is the AKA Warrior Cup in Chicago, and U.S. Open, which is in Orlando, Florida, and Battle of Atlanta, which is in Atlanta. So those are probably some of the biggest.
Okay, so when you go to these big tournaments, how many people do you actually compete against?
Well, now that I'm in a black belt division, it's normally around 30, 35 kids, at the least 25.
Okay, and they're all your age, the ones you compete against?
Yes.
So, and when you go to these tournaments, how many different competitions are you involved in?
I'm in around 6 different competitions, which are pretty tough.
Yeah, so you're there pretty much all day or all weekend, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the greatest achievement so far in your mixed martial arts career?
That would most likely have to be the winning at U.S. Open last year for the 2016, because at the ISKA World Championship, I might be a underbelt, which is considered national, but when you win that overall grand championship, that basically means you're a world champion. So PJ Clark is a world champion mixed martial artist. Yes, sir.
That is pretty stinking cool, PJ. What about PJ? Let's talk about. I'm looking at this card in front of me, and it says NASCA 2016, the North American Sport Karate Association. And on this, there's a picture of you with a bow staff, and then there's a picture of you with about 5-6 trophies there, and then there's a comic book character of PJ Clark. What in the world is that about, man? You're like a comic book hero. Tell us a little bit about this.
The comic book is a publisher for the Battle of Atlanta that they hired last year, and this is the comic book picture that you see here is for the 2017 year of the Battle of Atlanta, which was just recently, about a month ago, and basically some of the top people that won last year at the Battle of Atlanta, or whoever they picked that they thought had potential, would be on there. And see, there's a major cool guy that I know personally. His name's Cole Presley. He's amazing. And Sammy Smith, she's an awesome competitor. Kevin Walker, great fighter. Shaheen, great swordsman. And then I'm on there. And so those are some of the best people in competition that's ever lived. So
that's pretty cool, man. So have you met any mixed martial arts guys, like the world champions in the UFC or any of that stuff through these tournaments? Or?
Well, I've never seen anybody like of course anybody from the UFC, but I have seen some other guys for martial arts history, like I saw the older blue Power Ranger once. I met him, and then I met Ernie Reyes Jr. and Sr., which are Ernie Reyes Jr. was the pizza boy and one of the Ninja Turtles for the second movie.
Yeah.
And I met some of those guys before. And
Ernie Reyes, wasn't he a world-class kickboxer or something?
Yes, he is actually over our curriculum.
Oh,
so
really?
Every once in a while, he'll come over to Joey Perry's, and he'll train with us, like, very rarely, but he'll come sometimes.
One of my favorite movies involving mixed martial arts is Three Ninjas. You ever seen Three Ninjas?
I love the Three Ninjas.
We used to watch that a lot when my boys were kids. But yeah, when it comes on, we try to record it and watch it again. So, what is next for PJ Clark? What events do you have coming up?
This weekend, I'm actually going to Murfreesboro, Tennessee for the Middle Tennessee Classic. A lot of my friends and greatest competitors are going to be there. It's going to have a fun time. The weekend after that, I will be going to Ozark Mountain Nationals, which is in the Ozark Mountains, of course, in Missouri, and that's going to be really, really fun because there's a lot of other great competitors. And then NASCA tournament, which is one of the biggest tournaments in the world, is coming up the week after that, and it's called U.S. Capitol Classics in Washington, D.C.
Wow. So, is there an off season for you?
Well, there's not really like an off season. I just train if it's really close to a tournament, and I just try my best to train that. And when I do get some free time, like a month off, I spare it wisely. Like I just kind of chill out, do some fun other stuff, and then
hang out at the Grove.
Mm-hmm, of course.
So, what about your classmates at school? Let's kind of change gears just a little bit. What if you go to Truman High School and you walk down the halls, your friends know about all these awards and stuff that you have in mixed martial arts. What do they say about that? Are they impressed by that, or do they ever talk about it?
Well, they just kind of treat me like the normal human I am, and because sometimes there's kids at Joey Perry's that are always like, "Ooh, PJ this, ooh, PJ that," and it sometimes gets annoying. But my friends, they just treat me normal because even before that, they were my friends. So now they're still my friends, so they don't really see that as a big factor. But they do know about this stuff, and I guess they like it. I don't know, but yes, that is just how it goes. I'm just glad they teach me normally instead of something like that, because I'm really not.
Just a normal kid who knows martial arts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so PJ, we this NASCA tour that you're a part of. How in the world do you pay for these trips that you go to? Do you have somebody sponsoring you? Do you have financial support or anything? You do fundraisers, any of that kind of stuff?
Well, we are doing a little fundraiser, and we're just kind of going around to different businesses in Jonesboro, like Gigi's Cupcakes, and it's another cupcake place at near the Turtle Creek Mall. And what we're doing is that soon we were going to have some cards from them, gift cards, and some from Sonic if we can get a hold of them. And we're going to have tickets, and we're going to have people pay for a ticket, and then we'll give you a ticket to put in the drawing to win some of those cards. Each ticket is $1, and you'll get 6 tickets for $5. Is a little bit of a special deal.
Okay. So you say the next 3 weeks you have tournaments lined up?
Yes.
So you practice at least an hour every night, or like you go to Joey Perry's 2 or 3 times a week, and then you come home and practice an hour when you get home. How do you maintain your energy, your focus? Because it has to be tiring, all those hours in the gym. What do you do? What do you do to relax? What do you do to just kind of refocus or re-energize yourself?
Well, even when I'm not training, I'm normally either just doing something still productive, like maybe trampolining or swimming, something that keeps my body replenished, and still kind of works out. Even though I'm not training my martial arts, I'm still kind of building my body and getting my body ready for some of those harder tournaments and harder challenges that I must face. And when I'm not doing that, I'm normally watching my stuff, going over it in my head, chillaxing, just kind of getting my mind ready for what's about to happen. And I just try to eat healthy and drink healthy, and just kind of help my body replenish itself and getting ready for these things.
Okay. Do you have a certain routine or anything that you do before you go out onto the stage to compete? Do you do anything to psych yourself up or to prepare yourself mentally?
I just listen to music.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How many people would you say were at an event?
I would say to some of the bigger events, there's normally a couple thousand people there just watching, which there's a lot of different rings set up, and if you want to go watch that ring, you can go watch that ring if you want to. If you don't have to. And there's like multiple rings going at the same time, but there's still a lot of people watching you since there's quite a few kids. In my division, we have the biggest amount of people in my division, and it's just there's just a lot of people watching at once, and especially since our division has a lot of people, we're probably the division that gets done the last.
Yeah.
So we always finished up last. So when there's 2 more divisions left, there's always a swarm of about maybe 500, 600 people just surrounding our ring, just watching us. And if you win a first, you get to go on stage. And
Wow. Okay. So you've had a lot of people see you in action, that's for sure.
yes, sir.
All right. So let's just ask this question. PJ, who is your favorite mixed martial artist?
Well, my favorite mixed martial artist is, of course, some of the people that started martial arts and is a big part of martial arts, like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, all major martial arts figures. But I really don't have like a favorite martial artist. I mean, there's a lot of good martial artists out there, and I just love to watch all of them. Some of them have their different stuff. I mean, some do bow staff, some do double bow staff, some do commas. Some are younger, some are older, some do chucks, some do flips, some do traditional. It's just a lot of different varieties of martial arts, so it would be really hard to pick a favorite.
So, say Chuck Norris. How would you say that you line up with Chuck Norris as far as styles, and do you think you could compete with Chuck Norris in mixed martial arts?
Well, I could probably compete against him, but I probably wouldn't win against him, that's for sure. And, Chuck Norris is just a great martial artist all around. He's got a great attitude. He's got great style. He's really respectful. And that kind of relates to, like, how it's supposed to be as a martial artist and a Christian, is that you're supposed to help out with your community, be respectful, and just be self-disciplined, and always to help other people no matter what.
That's right, yeah. I love Chuck Norris, man. He's one of my favorites. Walker, Texas Ranger. I've seen just about every one of those, and he always comes out on top. So, PJ, let's talk about the you as a student again. If I were to go and interview the teachers in the 8th grade that you had last year, what would they say about PJ Clark, the student?
I'm not sure.
How well do you compete in the classroom?
Well, I guess in my studies, I'm a pretty top student because I like math and science. English and literature, not my favorite subjects, but I do well with them. And I'm a talker, so I guess that's about the only issue, is that I just love to talk. So I guess that's one of the only things I really actually kind of got in trouble for, but that's about it.
Okay. So here at MGBC Student Ministries, you're here on Wednesday nights, and we challenge you guys to stand out, to be different, to rise above, to lead the way. And PJ, I appreciate you doing that. I think this is part of how God has designed you and how God's using you to lead the way and to stand out and be different. And so I appreciate you and what you're doing here in this thing that you love to do, mixed martial arts. And I know that you have succeeded and you've done well, and there are still great things in store for you. I mean, you're just in the 9th grade, going into the 9th grade, not even 14 years old. What do you see in the future for you? Do you have anything in mind as far as what you want to do when you get out of school, anything like that?
As of right now, I really have no clue what I want to do when I'm older, but whatever just God has in plan for me, because I have faith in my Lord to lead me to the best path that He wants me to go to, and even if it's not, it's His path, and I trust Him and have faith in Him all the way through it.
There you go. You may even be, who knows, you may be in one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies on down, 10 years down the road. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be nice.
All right. Thanks again for listening, everybody. This is Wildcat Chat. I've been talking with P.J. Clark, a 9th grade student at Truman High School, mixed martial artist, and he's at the top of his game, getting ready to go to several tournaments over the next 3 weeks, and he's getting ready to start doing some fundraisers. If you guys can help him out and help him as he goes along and goes and gets some more wins and victories and trophies and grand nationals and whatever those things are called that you get. So, PJ, appreciate you being here and appreciate the interview. And we wish you well in the tournaments coming up.
Thank you.
And look forward to what God is going to do through you.
Yes, sir.
Again, you're listening to Wildcat Chat, a podcast brought to you by MGBC Student Ministries. Right after this short break, I'll share with you a little piece of Truman High School history, information about the alma mater that you may not be aware of, so stick around. If you don't have a church home, join us at Maple Grove Baptist Church. Maple Grove is located at 13509 Maple Grove Lane, and everyone is welcome. Our Sunday schedule starts with a biscuit and gravy breakfast at 9 a.m., small group Bible study at 9:30, and morning worship at 10:30. Evening worship begins at 6 p.m. Check us out at www.maplegrovebc.org or call us at 870-483-7990. Maple Grove Baptist Church, a welcoming group of people and a place where you belong. Want to be a standout? Join MGBC Student Ministries, where students are called to stand out, to be different, to rise above, to lead the way. MGBC Student Ministries is for 7th through 12th grade students, and we meet on Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. at The Grove, which is located at 233 Highway 463 North, next to Al's Barbecue. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Welcome back to Wildcat Chat, and as I promised, I want to share with you, to close out the show, a little bit of Truman High School history, a fact that you may not be aware of unless you were around in the late 30s, early 40s, mid-40s actually is when this particular thing changed, but most of you probably don't know this, but the Truman High alma mater was actually something different than what we know it today. Back in about 1945-46, the Truman alma mater was changed to the great thing that we know today. But back before then, this is what it read. I want to read this to you. It's kind of different. I'm actually glad that it changed. But listen to what the alma mater, Truman alma mater, was before it changed in 1945-46. We're loyal to you, Truman High. To our colors, we're true, Truman High. We back you to stand against the best in the land, for we know you have sand. I have no idea what that means. Truman High, rah, rah. So crack out that ball, Truman High. We're backing you all, Truman High. Our boys are our fame protectors. Come, boys, for we expect a victory from you, Truman High. That was the alma mater up until the 1945-46 year. And so thankfully, that thing has changed to what we know it as now. But I just wanted to point that out to you. Most people probably did not realize that. And so there you go. A little bit of Truman history. And so we appreciate you guys listening in. And that'll do it for this episode of Wildcat Chat. Thanks to our guest today, PJ Clark. And special thanks to Maple Grove Baptist Church for sponsoring this podcast. If you don't have a church home, come check us out.
Wow.